Hi, I'm Paprika. This is this is Kerbal Space Program. So this you can't really see because it's dark. There we go. This is a probe I've sent to Eve to see if there's any life there. Well, conditions that could support life. And in this one, I'm kind of talking about Eve. I'm also kind of talking about Venus. This is the probe. It's basically, I wanted a nice slow descent, so it's covered in parachutes at this end, and then it's got legs from the home colonization pack. So I'm going to go ahead and warp around. I've got no engines anymore, but my periapsis is like 50 kilometers, so I reckon that'll be enough. Okay, scientists have discovered recently. I will bring that up. Oh yeah, I've also got this. That's another one I've got. Oh no, I want that one. Are they all on? I think they're all on. Scientists have let's have altitude, and these ones, please. Altitude above sea level, actually. Right. Go. Oh, and no. Okay. Yes, sorry. Scientists found out, I'll put that down there, that clouds on Earth are full of bacteria. So, thinking is that Venus, or, which Eve is analogous to in Kerbal Space Program, could potentially have life, microbial life rather, in the clouds. So that's what I'm talking about today. So I did a bit of research. Basically, what we have here, what we're looking for is temperature. Hang on, which one's temperature? Temperature is pink. Okay, so it's 0 at the moment. I think there's some of these might not be on. No, come back, sorry. Yes, so no, that's on. And the temperature is climbing. No, it's not. Temperature is off. There we go. Okay. So you can already see that the temperature is about 3-4 degrees. So that is between the magical temperature range of -8 to 118, which are the ranges that bacteria can grow at on Earth. Yeah, because the surface of Venus is really hot. That's obviously, and covered in sulfuric acid. Oh, there goes the joke. That's high up. Yeah, I'm covered in sulfuric acid. So we're at 14 degrees now. Okay, this is going to start going really slowly in a minute, which is good. That's what I want. I wanted a nice slow descent. So, what the thinking is that when Venus used to have oceans of water, maybe bacteria evolved in them, and then when it got hotter and hotter, they evolved to inhabit the clouds of Venus. And Venus's clouds are more they're more nutritious for a microorganism than Earth's ones. So there's lots of sulfur up there, lots of all sorts of volatile things that we don't have so much on Earth. What's the pink one? I think pink is gravity. That's gone up quite a bit. Or down. I don't know. But yeah. So on Earth, there's a type of bacteria called proteobacteria, and they are one of the highest percentage of the bacteria that live in clouds. And some of them can use hydrogen sulfide instead of water for photosynthesis, and so that's what they're called purple sulfur bacteria. And you can see why I'm thinking of them, because this is a big purple planet. So yeah, potentially they live in clouds and put the legs down. They live in clouds and they use sulfur. So that's what I would be thinking, that similar to those would be what we would find in Venus. That sentence was grammatically awful, but sorry. Also, protobacteria can use a wide range of carbon sources, so they'd be pretty decent for, you know, surviving in the clouds, whereas on Earth, a big problem is desiccation and starvation from carbon sources. So, although they think they do, you know, grow metabolically in clouds on Earth. Excuse me. So, you can see at the moment the temperature is... Temperature's the pink one, was it? Sorry, I keep forgetting. Yes, temperature is pink, so it's 32 degrees. That's pretty fantastic for clouds, you know, and this would 17, 18 kilometers up. That's kind of where the clouds are on Earth, so it might be similar on Eve. So that's a good temperature for bacteria to be at. It's also a good temperature for them to form, because how they live in clouds, which I should probably have mentioned, is they form they are the condensation nuclei. So people think of rain clouds as being water condensing around dust, but it also does it around bacteria. More often, well, more than you think, really. They're finding that more and more bacteria are found in clouds, in ice crystals that come down from the clouds. Another thing is, being this close to the sun, if I can see it, where is it? There's the sun. We get a lot of ultraviolet radiation, which kills bacteria, but they reckon that the high sulfur content in Venus, this is mainly Venus, but you know, Eve is Venus. So as we're getting lower now, it's getting hotter. But yeah, the high sulfur content can be used by the bacteria to protect it from ultraviolet radiation, which is good, you know, well for the bacteria. So I think NASA are thinking about sending something to collect some Venusian clouds, which would be pretty interesting stuff. You can see now the temperature is pretty linear, so as we're getting closer to the surface it is going up and up and up. It's still within growth range of many bacteria, which is, you know, that's good for the purposes of this. So I'm not saying there will be bacteria there, but it would be capable of sustaining microbial life similar to on Earth. So they may not have DNA, they may have evolved completely separately, they may have evolved at the same time, which would be even more interesting, and, you know, spread between the planets by meteorites and stuff. Ooh, starting to see surface features now. But yeah, either way, that's interesting stuff. Let's see, I've got my notes here. What else? Oh, on Earth, as a sort of aside, there's a type of bacteria called Pseudomonas syringae that is a plant pathogen, and it uses clouds to travel between hosts, which is pretty cool. I thought that was interesting, so I thought I'd share that with you. But about 40 to 50% of cloud bacteria that they found on Earth is something called cyanobacteria, which are... I'll see if any of these have actually popped. No, they haven't. They are the ones that are believed to have evolved into become chloroplasts, which is what plants use, and they use chlorophyll, different types of chlorophyll. But these purple sulfur bacteria, the proteobacteria that I was talking about, they use different photosynthetic pigments, which is why they're purple. Because that's what gives them the colour. That's the wavelength of light that they're absorbing to knock electrons off, well, excite electrons, that's what they do. But I won't go into how photosynthesis works, because it's long and complicated and biochemical, and people won't care. So yeah, Venus is somewhere we think there may be life. So, could there be on Eve? Well, the temperature at the moment is at 111, but it's still not too hot. So for the clouds I reckon the clouds would be the right amount of temperature. So I think they would be able to support it, yeah. Maybe the surface wouldn't, as we're reaching, like, they'd be able to survive in spore form maybe, but it's now 119 degrees. I'm getting this off the Graphatron, which is well useful, thank you whoever created that mod. I think one of the parachutes has popped, maybe. No, none of the parachutes have popped. Well, we'll know when it does, because we'll start moving at about 1 meter per second. But, yeah, they use hydrogen sulfide and then produce sulfur as sulfuric acid, which could be maybe not the only way that Venus, and potentially Eve, because it's got all these big old lakes, but yeah, maybe that's a contributing factor for where all this sulfurs come from. Sulfuric acid, rather. Or they could use that potentially and make hydrogen sulfide from it with enzymes and things, or similar alien catalytic molecules. But I very much like NASA or the European Space Agency or whoever. Oh, the drogue chute's popped. To go to Venus and see if there's anything there. So that is what I am mainly interested in. Well, I'm a microbiologist. Well, I say that, I'm a microbiology student, so I'm interested in all this stuff. So I don't know as much about how planets work and how space works and stuff, because I'm not very good at physics, but I do have a big interest in this sort of stuff, in the xenobiology, astrobiology, exobiology, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's all. What else have I got in my notes? I wrote notes. I did some research yesterday. I looked up some scientific papers on the clouds and various species. So yeah, these are my notes that I've made. I think I've pretty much covered it. So all we have now is for this to continue its ridiculously slow descent. We're about 2 kilometers up and going at 11 meters a second. I completely underestimated how long this would actually take. I'm gonna give them a shot of time warp. The dunes. Okay, well, that's the clouds. I've just realised I haven't talked about the surface. Well, at the moment it's 150-ish degrees, which is pretty hot, and I'm not even at the surface yet. But maybe beneath the surface, because they found bacteria as low down as 9 kilometers beneath the surface of the Earth. So maybe deep down, protected from the sun's heat, it would be warmer, cooler rather. So again, maybe some bacteria, or I'm calling them bacteria, maybe some microorganisms went up into the clouds. Some may have gone down into the cooler parts of the planet underground. But again, see, we're getting 2.2 meters per second now, and I might actually cut that parachute, because it's, look at them, look at these are designed to drop whole oh, we're nearly down. They're designed to drop like whole buildings for people to live in safely onto places like Juno with thin atmospheres. So for my tiny little probe, they are slowing it down nicely. I am rambling on now, so I'm gonna call it a day there. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it interesting. Maybe learnt something. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'm talking rubbish and you can correct me. Let me know. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.